Okay, I'm here with local musician Rob Lewis, who's been doing lots of stuff since the lockdown happened. He was doing a lot more before. But do you just want to basically give us a brief history of your music career and what you're doing now?
Yeah, so I'm a singer of Colourblind Hedgehogs, Stetson's a Cool, Class Act, and The Last Gunfighter. And obviously, when the lockdown happened, my gigs just stopped dead. So I still wanted to gig, but it's not that easy. And I saw a few other people doing live streams, so I thought, oh, I'll do some of that. And I was already doing some teaching online, so I had the equipment to do it, and yeah, just went from there.
Yeah. How many live gigs have you done in there? It's been about 6 weeks, hasn't it?
Yeah, I've done 3 so far. My thinking was I was only going to do them if I already had a gig booked.
Yeah.
So I wasn't just going to just do them for the sake of it, only if I already had a gig outstanding, like I had one with yourself last weekend. Yeah, I don't want to put too much of me out there as well. That's the other thing. I don't want to, oh, it's Rob again. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's one thing I mentioned on a previous interview, actually. Even though people are enjoying it, some feel that so far it's been a bit of overkill for certain acts. I mean, I thought you'd only done 2. So the fact you've done 3 says to me, I follow your pages and stuff, that it hasn't been overkill, because obviously I missed one of them. You know what I mean? But you're not just doing it to put yourself out there. You've been doing it for some charities as well.
Yeah. So the first one was a friend of mine, Sarah. She has a little 2-year-old with. I'm going to get this wrong. I don't know the terms, but she's had cancer in her kidneys. So she's having all this chemotherapy and things done. So it started out by just raising a bit of money for that charity, and I was splitting any donations 50-50 between me and the charity. Just I've still got to pay my bills as well.
Yeah.
But then they were getting some as well. I did that for the first 2 gigs. Then the third one, I did it all for charity. I did 3 different charities.
Yeah, I mean, I see this is a positive, because I'm not sure whether, if it wasn't for doing it online, any money would have been raised for the charities, especially the last one where you spoke it for free, which I guess is a slight positive to come out of this, because of, normally it would just be a normal gig, I'm guessing.
Yeah, bills have to be paid, and it's my job, just the same as everyone else has a job. Not other people aren't expected to work for free. So but it's if I was just to ask for money, I don't think I'd get a lot from people, and I wouldn't expect to either. But if there's a little incentive that they think, oh, actually some of that money's going to go to a good cause, then more people are going to part with a couple of, and everyone's going through it. No one's got a huge amount of money at the moment either, so anything is gravely welcomed.
Yeah. And another thing you've done for the last gig, you've done a whole night of Kiss songs, the band Kiss, not the radio station. And I don't know if that's the sort of thing you'd have done normally, unless asked to. Do you see what I mean? So, did that come out of the fact that it was online and you felt you had a bit more freedom to do something different?
Kind of. It was something I've been toying with for a long time, for a couple of years, about doing a night devoted to one band or artist. And there aren't many that I could do a whole night of. There's about 2 or 3 really that I could do. Kiss I've been listening to the longest. So I was on one of my online gigs, and a friend of mine, Tom McCarthy, another musician, asked for a Kiss song. And then he asked if I could do like 2 or 3 in a row. I thought, well, there's obviously a demand here, and I'd already kind of had the idea. So I thought, right, well, here we go. I've got the time to rehearse, because if you're trying to play guitar like Ace Frehley, I'm not a natural lead player, so I'm trying to do 3 guitar parts, the lead, rhythm, and the bass, as well as sing. So having this lockdown gave me the time that I could put into rehearsing, which I wouldn't normally have done. So yeah, that was something. I was coming into the studio and rehearsing sort of 3 or 4 hours a day.
Yeah.
So
that's something to keep yourself a bit busier as well then.
That's it, yeah.
And I watched the whole gig, and it went down well. I've got some mates who are really, really into Kiss. I don't know if you saw the comments, but they seem to like it.
Yeah, it's quite flattering comments there. Yeah, thanks.
Yes, so it's good. And I mean, even though Kiss have they've been going 40 years, it must have been
Coming up
quite.
to 50 now.
50, God, I see. I still see myself as 30. That's the problem.
I think their first gig was New Year's Eve, 1973 or 1972.
So 38 years.
Yeah.
48 years. Sorry, I wanted maths. See, guys.
Ace Frehley with 69 this week.
Really? Yeah, I saw that actually. Yeah, he's he's one who actually seems older. But anyway, have you ever seen him solo? By the way.
I've not live, no.
No, I had the miss. Oh, so I saw him. He wasn't in a good way when I saw him. I just hope
He's been sober for 12 years now, or 13 years.
It was probably was about 12 years ago I saw him.
He's got the same thing as Ozzy Osbourne, where the damage has been done. You know?
Yeah.
But he is clean now.
Yeah, that's good to hear
as well.
Yeah. But what I was going to say is with that, I don't want to just talk about Kiss, but it must have been difficult to select 2 hours worth of music from all the stuff they've done.
Yeah, and a lot of it came down to what I can play as well. And some of them I obviously knew the songs, but I hadn't really ever tried to play them. There's a couple there like Cold Gin, Beth, which I've been gigging for years, Beth, you know.
Yeah.
They're obviously going to go in. But there are things like Nothing to Lose and Reason to Live, which I've never done before. And I thought, I'm just going to have a go, see if I can work it out and have a go, you know.
You've been doing some other, you've done the Billy Joel cover. Was that?
Oh, We Didn't Start the Virus.
Yeah. That was something that seemed to come out quite quickly. Was that something you just sort of came up with? Or?
Yeah, well, I was just sitting at home and, you know, the lockdown hadn't long started. I think we were in the first few days of it. And yeah, I'm a big Billy Joel fan as well. And I kept thinking, yeah, that would make a great song if you make it with the stuff that's going on today. So I just sat down and came up with a few things that rhymed. You know, Carol Vorderman, Piers Morgan, and things like that. And I did the whole thing in 24 hours, where I wrote it, recorded it. It's quite a rough recording, and then did a little video to go with it as well, and uploaded it all in 24 hours. So that's pretty chuffed with that.
Yeah.
And that's before Boris Johnson got ill as well, and his name's in there twice. So it worked. Yeah,
I mean that's good. That's what I liked about that is that you had an idea and you just done it, and that's something that because the lockdown happened you could. Sometimes I've had ideas for things I want to do, and it's been months. And you get sidetracked with different things. So that came straight out. And I see today you're doing a project with duets.
Yeah, I thought that Misha from Beautiful Dangerous. We used to have a little duo together a few years ago, and sort of chatting to her recently about getting together and doing something again. And I thought maybe we could just do a little duet, the two of us, isolated duet thing. And I mentioned it to her, and she said, "Yeah, let's do that." And I thought, why just do one? I know so many other singers. I could make it a little series, and I should have done it 6 weeks ago, but I'm doing it now, So I've got a list of people that are going to start doing these duet videos with, and the first one, it goes online tonight.
Cool. Yeah, this will probably go out later than that, so it'll be online once this is on. But I'll put a link to it as well if I can work out the technology. But things like that, I mean, it's come about because of the lockdown. But for me, especially, it's made me realise that this technology is here that I haven't been using. I've never used Zoom until a week ago. And I do a podcast myself, and me and the mate I do the podcast with, we used to live in different towns, and we'd try to get together once a month, and it often didn't happen. Well, we could have just sat in our rooms and done it. So that's sort of one positive for me anyway. What's come out of this is, being a bit of a technophobe, it's pushed me into doing it. And I'm trying to think of the reason I started this is, what good has come out of this? Because it doesn't really seem like much. Have you seen anything else that you think, this is good?
Like some of the live streams, I mean, Guilty Pleasure, I'm a big fan of Sophie Ellis-Bextor. I just found out that she does a thing every Friday night where her and her kids will have a little disco and she sings their songs, So I think there are different ways of dealing with this lockdown. We can sit here and all get depressed and things, or we can try and do something to make it better. And if I'm in a position where I can actually help other people as well, not physically. I'm no good at actually going around and doing things for them. But if I can put a smile on their face for 10 minutes by doing a song, you know, then I feel like I've done something worthwhile. And there are other people out there. You got Josh Locke doing his gigs. You've got all these celebrities like David Attenborough doing free geography lessons, and Joe Wicks doing his PE for the kids in the morning. You know, all these celebrities doing these things. It's great.
Yeah, I mean that side of it's good, and for music, I think people that are missing the gigs, but a lot of people must be thinking, "Oh, hang on, I don't actually go to that many gigs, especially local pub ones, and I should be." And you know, it might give a bit of momentum for once things are up and running again, more people will be coming out and taking advantage of the music. I mean, especially Ipswich, I think we've got a pretty good music scene, but I don't think enough people get behind it. There's some people who do, don't get me wrong, but there's some great venues out there, some great acts, and it's good to see them all online.
Yeah, there's this thing where we're always competing with Simon Cowell, and
Yeah.
That's a different conversation for another time. That one.
Yeah, yeah. Back in the day, it was competing with Noel's House Party, so that was a bit different. But also, you said that you've done online teaching before. You get more of that now because of the lockdown, like more kids wanting to, because they're stuck at home wanting to learn.
Not so much. I think some of that is perhaps the parents haven't got the money to do that. So I'm not doing as much online teaching as I was in-person teaching.
Yeah.
But it's still there, and I've got a couple of new students starting this week as well, which is good. But spoken to the old students, and once we're sort of back to normal, that they're all going to return. You know, so things will go back. But you know, I respect people, and not everyone wants to do it this way either.
Yeah, that's true.
They just don't want to do it on a screen. You know, they like to come to the studio and sing when I'm playing the guitar and things like that. So
yeah, a lot of it is about the interaction, isn't it? So, but at least it's there if people, you know, want it. And it's, one thing I've mentioned in a couple of these interviews is that, you know, I feel, imagine if this had happened 30 years ago, what would we be doing? We'd all be probably sitting around watching VHSs of the same films, and
with just 4 TV channels, and no internet. We got our SNESs, I guess, and Sega Master Systems, but
so it's we're very lucky that we've got the stuff we have, I think, you know, personally, but and everyone's itching to get back to normal. Makes us appreciate what we had anyway. But I think one of the reasons I want to speak to you was I think that you're keeping the momentum of your music going, and it's good that people can see that. And I think once we're back, people will be looking forward to seeing artists like yourself who they've seen online, opposed to anyone who's just sitting about moping. So it's good to see people being enthusiastic still. Yeah,
and you know, not everyone wants to do an online stream. Some people are just happy having a rest, I think, possibly. But you know, fair play. If I get a few new fans out of this, then all the better as well. And for everybody, you know, I will sit and watch other people do their streams, and they do it to me. So it's in some ways I can go to more gigs than I could before as well, because you know, we're now getting gigs like 3 o'clock on a Wednesday afternoon, things like that, which normally wouldn't happen. You know?
Yeah, you can flick through. Like last night, I watched 4 gigs. You know, you can flick from one to the other. But yeah, which is great. But also for any artists, it's musician writing time, rehearsal. There's more time to do that. But you've got to be motivated to do it as well. You know, so. But who knows? We'll probably get several concept albums come out about this whole situation soon. So
I thought I was going to do something. You know, I had this. I'll do the isolation sessions, but I've just been too busy with other things. I haven't written a lot, to be honest. I've come up with a little tune. I've got a few little words for, but I thought I was going to be more creative from my own music during this than I have. But you can't squeeze it.
No,
error it isn't.
Yeah, and you don't want it to sound forced either, I suppose. So
exactly,
yeah. So anything else? Any observations? Anything else you just want to add about the lockdown before we end? I'm trying to keep these to sort of 15 minutes, but we've gone over that. But it doesn't really matter.
Just try and stay positive. Just there's things to do. There are ways to entertain yourself, and it could be worse. You know, at the moment I can't see my girlfriend, and I can't see my little boy because you know, circumstances that sort of prevent me from seeing him properly. other than on a screen or through a window as I'm walking past. But it could be worse. And,
Yeah.
and we just got to ride it out and be patient, and we'll come to the other side of it.
Yeah, and we will get there. So thanks a lot for the interview, and keep doing what you're doing. Is what you say. Keep us entertained, and well, you don't appear to be getting down about it, so keep at it. Yeah.
A couple of odd days, but yeah, you just got to pick yourself up again, haven't you?
Exactly.